Well, hello there, darling, and I hope you are doing well. Excuse me while I chapstick it up because that's all I got for you today in that department. Welcome to SkillShift with Shay, and I am Shay, your cousin, your friend, but mostly for today, I'm your friendly, epic principal trainer. And this post is specifically for a request that was put in about what does it take to be a successful epic principal trainer. And the question came in from somebody who is currently a credentialed trainer. In the epic world, we like to have levels that we can work our way up to. And those levels allow us to participate in different aspects of training and development for this application. I came from a hospital organization. That's where I cut my teeth at to get my principal training chops, truth be told. And we never called it credentialed and principal trainer. Um, we scrapped that years ago and we did levels. So trainer one, trainer two, trainer three, four, five to a lead. And the reason why I think that this is applicable to the question is organizations put those levels there so that we can, one, develop so that we can learn the job, and two, that they can structure pay so it seems like you are going forward. But in actuality, the golden ticket is a certification from Epic in any application, any application, any application. That's the golden ticket. So, how do you get from there to here? Oh, a whole lot of grit. Definitely, you have to hone your presentation skills. You're going to have to learn adult learning theory. You're going to have to also learn the system for the application that you are working on for you to be a successful CT. And then you always have to leave them wanting more. By that, I mean, let's say you have an opportunity to help a staff member who needs help with registration because they're not quite exactly understanding what the full force of the RTE is and how to properly input coverage. This is just an example. As a CT, you might give them shoulder assistance or go on a call or send them some screenshots. As a principal trainer, what we're doing is we are looking at the workflows of the lessons that we are putting together for the staff now. Now, we're not just thinking about one application that we are working on ourselves necessarily. We are thinking about how our application affects all the applications that our organization has. So that's where you start to see the difference between a CT and a PT, that your thinking has to become far more broad in the realm of Epic. And hey, this isn't necessarily going to be for Epic trainers. This can be for any trainer. So if you like what you're listening to thus far, make sure you hit that subscribe button for me. Now, back to what does it take to be a successful principal trainer? It just really depends on what the requirements are of your organization. But if you have to hone in on something, your facilitation skills, your ability to research something and become a SME, a subject matter expert on that topic in a short amount of time, your ability to know who to contact or who to put people in contact with to get help. Your ability, now this is the fun part, your ability to communicate with the analysts that build the system for us, because they speak analyst, they don't speak trainer. They don't. And it fascinates me. It's just the technical part of it. That's all they see. All they see. And so you got to be able to take that and jazz it up so everybody else can understand. One of the fun things about being a principal trainer is being able to develop the lessons. So if in your current role, you have the opportunity to put together a class, even if it's just a proposal of a class, that helps, because in our field, we got to be able to develop not just a lesson, but a whole class from beginning to finish, sometimes within the ramifications of what the organization may need. So learning how to put together a class is paramount. Having outlines for your classes really helps. Being approachable as a principal trainer really helps. Being a little off your rocker as a principal trainer really helps, because a lot of times the organization, they have these projects that they think about. And for whatever reason, it doesn't matter what organization you go to, training is always the last to know, hey, we need training and we're going live in 2 days. I'm lying. If I'm lying, I'm dying on this one, right? I've never heard of one organization from the other trainers that I have talked to that their training department is always looped in immediately. And if they are, it took a lot of training of the other departments. I think being in the training department gives the most autonomy of any role. But one of the hardest things is the return on the investment in training, because it's always a feel good. Oh, I feel like I learned something, or I felt like I didn't learn anything. It's hard to put the quantifiable number on that. So if you really want to be a good principal trainer, you want to find a way to quantify the quality of the work. When you start highlighting these things, talking about these things, then the staff will look at you differently, because now they see, oh, you're just not doing the little bit of work, you're thinking about all the work. So in that aspect of being a principal trainer, we definitely want to think about how our application affects the organization in a whole. One of the fun things I think we get to do is sit in on project meetings. Some are fun, some are not. Some are fun, some are not. That's all I can say. Being able to work well with others. Yes. Just know that as a principal trainer, sometimes you're going to be the bad guy. It just is what it is. We are there to help the culture of the organization. And sometimes that means we have to talk about policy and procedures, and not everybody wants to do that. And finding a way to jazz it up and make everybody buy into it, sometimes that falls on training. And being a good principal trainer, trying to relate that, your stock goes up. Being able to get buy-in from leaderships as a principal trainer, your stock goes up. How do you get buy-in? Well, you hit them in the feels, of course, with quantifiable information. Or you show them a big leak somewhere that's wasted money. And how training will help staff shore up that leakage. That will help you also increase your stock to become a principal trainer. So there's lots of different facets that you can participate in to become a phenomenal principal trainer. But just know that if you are a trainer now, you're already phenomenal. You're just trying to get to the next step, and you will. Just tweak and figure out where you want to go. Not all organizations' principal trainers do the same thing. We do, but we don't. By that, I mean, some organizations say, hey, you're the principal trainer. You do everything. You build, you write, you do project management. So it might behoove you to learn all of those things. So remember, the golden ticket it's in Epic, right? If you're a credentialed trainer, you should have access to Epic. Get in there. Learn how to use Galaxy. I know that is not the most awesomest laid out website. And I wonder how that is. This is a multi-billion dollar, but look, that's not me. That's not for me to judge how Epic has their website set up. That's not for me. I just know how to get in there and use it. Okay. So, important things to know when you are in Epic learning to root around, learnings are phenomenal. Galaxy is excellent. And you can look at the other applications. Remember, you want to get certified in something. So the first thing you need to find out is what you're going to get certified in. And once you get certified in something, you can get the badges for other free things. A good principal trainer is really comfortable in the system. Like, we can poke around. We don't got to know everything, but we got to feel comfortable being in the system. You don't got to, it's impossible to know everything. Prelude, cadence, HIM, Willow ambulatory, my chart, patient experience badge. It's so many facets. It's hard to know everything, but you got to feel comfortable being in the system. And that's your Epic application production system that your organization uses, and the Epic website itself, because it really does give you wonderful resources. So if you're not sure how to put together your lesson plans, epic.com, they will show you specifically for your version, and it will have all the steps laid out for you. And then you just learn how to mock it up. Being a good principal trainer, we know how to use tools that are at our disposal. Not every organization is going to give you the top of the line, but they are going to be expecting phenomenal output. I am putting together a video for my organization, and we don't use Articulate. I know. Any organization worth their salt and training, they want to use Articulate, but hey, that's not me. It's not in the budget, so we use what we got. We got PowerPoint and we got Canva. But I made it work, and it's phenomenal because in our roles, we get to use our creativity. And that's something that makes you as a principal trainer stand out, is if you are given a lot and you have a little to accomplish it with, but you make it sparkle with all the bells and whistles and all the glitter, you're worth your salt as a principal trainer. Always leave them wanting more. Always leave them wanting more. The best way to wow your staff in any training situation, show them something of personalization that they can do on their screen. Hotkeys, change the color, anything. That will always wow people, because people are just using the system for their immediate workflow. They don't think about the other little buttons. They don't. Show them. Show them the little extra hyperlinks here and there that they're always ignoring. And they'll be like, "Ooh, I didn't even know that." You wowed them, and you're leaving them with more, because they're like, "Oh, where did she get all those little tips from? We want more." So those are just some things. I am working on a video for my current employer right now. That's my major project. It's due now. And as I'm working on it, my analyst is kind of like still building the system, but those things happen. Being a good principal trainer means you can adapt and go with the flow. You got to have a good attitude about it, as in anything, because that just makes life easier to go with. One of the other projects I have is we have upgrade is coming. So, we got to go through those notes. Getting familiar with your upgrade process for your organization as any level trainer really helps. Really helps. Now, I know you don't want to hear this part, but we are trainers. Professional development also is important for us. We have to stay in the mindset of lifelong learning. I think a lot of principal trainers, the really good ones, they love to learn. They love to learn. Not only do they love to learn, they love to share. They're the ones who are telling somebody how to do something, and that person didn't even ask. That's just what principal trainers are. They love to learn and they love to share. Um, so make sure you stay up to date on your professional development. And it doesn't always have to be Epic-esque. You know, your professional development could be something like this: listening to a motivational YouTube on how to really become a phenomenal principal trainer. Your professional development could be utilizing or learning how to utilize certain tools at your disposal so that you can create e-learnings, you know, from Canva, and learning how to edit in the MP4 video format, learning how to do your voiceovers, those sort of things. Those professional development skills will definitely increase. Oh, having a social media presence sometimes does not hurt as a principal trainer. Guess what? Because you want to be on the socials, specifically LinkedIn, because that's where you're going to meet your peers at as trainers. So great way to connect with them and also see what other professional developments they may be participating in. One website I love is trainingmagazine.com. I like that that website because they have a lot of free. We love free 99 over here. We are about the low, free type of world over here. Okay. So trainingmagazine.com, they have a bevy of free professional development courses that you can take as a general type of trainer. Google anything, get uncomfortable. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable as a principal trainer, because we are training people to do things that they need for their job. And as a good trainer, you should be willing to do it too, right? You got to learn it in order to do it. So, with that being said, that was a lot of information, but this won't be the last. I owed this one to you because I love that you asked me to do this, but I was under the weather and my kiddo was under the weather as well and had to do a lot of travel. So, thank you for giving me some grace to get this out to you in a few days. But this won't be the last, I promise you. And we'll do it a little bit more structured for you, because I actually have a credentialed trainer that is in the process of coming into my team for me under my application. So I did the whole entire credentialing process for her, walked her through it. We have a standing 2-hour weekly call where all we do is work on her credentialing. That means I ask her, hey, what did you like about your teach backs and what you're learning? What didn't you like? Oh, well, let's work on that. And we grill for about an hour, and then we take a half an hour to decompress and just talk about it. Having a mentor as a CT trying to become a PT is really important. Your organization should connect you with that next level. They should bring you on. Big brother, big sister. Okay, you are tight because you need to know how to do things, right? You want to feel comfortable with learning things, and they need to just basically be pouring into you. That means when you go to meetings together, they should be giving you the scoop and be like, yeah, that person over there, they think they run the whole org, but that person over there has the power of the pen. That's what your mentor does. Your mentor will be like, hey, when you need help, ask that person over there. Or when you go to talk to this person, do it this way. That's what your mentor does for you. And in your organization, if you are a CT, they should be giving you a mentor as well, because it's going to help you grow and it's going to help you bond, and it's really going to just help the team as a whole. Because principal trainers and CTs, we got to work together. I want you to be at my level so I can get to that level. It is our responsibility as a PT to mentor CTs. So if your CT in your organization is not mentoring you, that is a situation because they are lacking on their role as well. It is a part of our role as a PT to bring you up to where we are at. I don't want to be here by myself. I need you here at this level because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. As a PT, we are typically salaried. We are expected to work through normal hours, but I think if you're the type of employee who has a good work ethic and you are project driven, sometimes those 8-hour days turn into 10, 12, 14-hour days, and it is the nature of the beast. It comes with its perks, but it does cost. I will say that. My darling, this is all for today. It's been a long rant. I hope I got this recorded right. And that's why I didn't do my last long recording on YouTube because I did a whole rant and I was like, oh, I wasn't even recording. Oh, it's like taking a picture and not taking off the, back in the day when we had to. Now, some of y'all don't know, but back in the day, we had to shake it like a Polaroid picture. Shake. Okay, so let me stop. But you had to take the little thing off so you can see. And if you didn't, you couldn't see. It was like one of those little situations. I just forgot to press. I don't know what I forgot to press. So hopefully I pressed all the right things on this situation because I have been recording for the last 2 days for my videos. So thank you so much. I hope you have a fabulous and blessed day. Thanks for watching. Keep on liking. And as always, I appreciate you.